dense, ancient forest loomed over me, its towering trees casting long, eerie shadows that danced in the dying light of dusk. An unsettling silence hung in the air, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves beneath my feet and the distant hooting of an owl. I was lost, having strayed far from the marked trail hours ago, my initial excitement at exploring the unexplored wilderness replaced by a gnawing sense of dread. As darkness descended, the forest seemed to come alive with unseen creatures. Strange noises echoed through the trees, whispers that seemed to carry my own name, and the occasional snap of a twig sent my heart pounding in my chest. I tried to ignore my growing fear, pushing forward in the hope of finding a way out, but the forest seemed to stretch on endlessly, a labyrinth of gnarled branches and tangled undergrowth. Suddenly, a piercing whistle cut through the air, sending a shiver down my spine. It was high-pitched, almost otherworldly, and it seemed to come from all around me, echoing through the trees. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. The whistle came again, closer this time, and I could hear a faint, rhythmic tapping sound that seemed to be keeping time with the eerie tune. Panic surged through me, and I turned to run, but my feet seemed to be rooted to the spot. The whistle grew louder, more insistent, and I could feel a strange presence closing in on me. I could almost see it, a dark, shadowy figure lurking among the trees, its glowing eyes fixed on me. With a desperate surge of adrenaline, I broke free from my paralysis and ran blindly through the forest, my heart pounding in my chest. The whistle followed me, growing louder with each step, and the tapping sound was now a relentless drumbeat behind me. I could feel the presence getting closer, its icy breath chilling the air around me. I stumbled and fell, my hands scraping against the rough bark of a fallen tree. I scrambled to my feet, my vision blurring with fear, and I saw the figure emerge from the shadows. It was tall and slender, its body shrouded in a swirling darkness. Its face was obscured by a hood, but I could see its glowing eyes burning with an otherworldly light. I screamed, a desperate plea for help that echoed through the silent forest. But there was no one to hear me. I was alone, trapped in this nightmare, with the terrifying creature closing in for the kill. The figure raised its hand, and a long black claw extended from its sleeve. It pointed at me, and I felt a wave of icy cold wash over me. I knew then that I was doomed. The creature lunged, its claw reaching for my throat. I closed my eyes, waiting for the inevitable, but the blow never came. Instead, I heard a loud crashing sound, and the creature let out a piercing shriek of pain. I opened my eyes and saw a figure standing between me and the creature. It was a man, tall and muscular, with a weathered face and piercing blue eyes. He held a large wooden staff in his hand, which was glowing with an ethereal light. The creature recoiled from the light, its eyes darting around in fear. It let out another shriek and turned to flee, disappearing into the darkness of the forest. The man turned to me, his expression stern but not unkind. "You are safe now," he said, his voice deep and resonant. I nodded, still shaken from the terrifying encounter. "Thank you," I whispered. The man smiled faintly. "Come," he said. "I will show you the way out of this forest." I followed him, grateful for his presence in this dark and terrifying place. As we walked, I asked him about the creature I had seen. "It is a creature of darkness," he replied. "It feeds on fear, and it is drawn to those who are lost and alone." I shivered, remembering the feeling of dread that had gripped me as I wandered through the forest. "What happened to it?" I asked. "The light of my staff repels it," he explained. "It is a force of good, a protector of the innocent." I looked at the staff in his hand, its light casting a warm glow around us. "Thank you for saving me," I said again. The man nodded. "It was my duty," he said. "I am a guardian of this forest, and I will not allow evil to harm those who seek refuge within its embrace." We continued walking, and soon the trees began to thin, we continued walking, and soon the trees began to thin out, and I began to see the edge of the forest. As we emerged from the forest, I turned to the person who had saved me and asked, "What will you do now?" He smiled and said that he would return to the forest to protect it from evil.